Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this capacity building workshop on optimizing social media for increased visibility and networking. I am Claire Fenangi, Communication Associate at the Dennis and Lenora Ferreira Foundation. And today we'll be looking at how we can optimize social media to improve our visibility and networking. So we have as facilitator a very dynamic lady, and she is the CEO of D Dreams, a branding and marketing agency that has transformed over 300 brands globally using her 5C branding framework: clarity, consistency, creativity, collaboration, and community. She collaborates with businesses, NGOs, global leaders, think tanks to enhance visibility and drive growth. So from her biography, we can see that this is the right person for this session. Thank you very much, Ms. Danielle Assa, for joining us. Thank you very much for accepting to facilitate this session. So before I hand over the floor to you, I just wish to remind our dear participants that there is interpretation. We have interpretation services from English to French for our French speakers. And we're going to have a question and answer session at the end of Ms. Danielle's presentation, where you have the floor to ask your questions either by using the chat box or raise a hand, and you'll be given the floor to speak. Thank you very much. And Danielle, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. So as Claire said, I'm Danielle Asamanso, and I'm thrilled to be here today to talk about an extremely important topic, which is optimizing social media for increased visibility and networking. So today I'll guide you through proven strategy to amplify not only your voice, but extend your reach and deepen your impact through social media. So let's get started. I will share presentation. We'll be talking about optimizing social media for increased visibility and networking. To get started, so our objective of today is to equip you with strategies to optimize your social media for your organization, help you to amplify your reach, grow your network, and increase engagement, and overcome common challenges in managing social media effectively. So it's going to be a 1-hour presentation. I'll try to make it as much interactive as possible so that I'll be able to see how we can support you more in helping you use the social media effectively with your think tank or your organization. Okay, so let's get started. So are you ready to take your social media presence to the next level? Okay, so now the first thing is why social media matters today? Why does social media matters today? And social media is not just a powerful platform. And one thing you get to know is that social media will help you to connect with people across the world. So you know so much about the power of social media. And according to Euromonitor International, we realize that social media is having over 3.5 billion active users globally. And only in Cameroon, we have 11 million users in 2024. So you see the importance of social media. Social media is non-negotiable. And this means that the potential for you to connect with other people, with your audience, regardless of location, is quite enormous. So leveraging social media for your organization, you have three critical advantages. The first one is visibility, engagement, and impact. So let's talk about visibility. People can get to know you more. People can get to know more about you or your organization through social media. It means that you can get to share about who you are as an organization. You can get to share about what you do. Now, talking about engagement can help you to build relationship with your audience and impact, drive meaningful change. Now, a quick question that I have for you. Which of these three, which of these three, visibility, engagement, and impact, matters most to you? I want you to drop that in the chat. Okay, impact, okay. Everybody, impact, engagement, visibility. Okay. Impact, engagement, visibility. Okay, literally all the three gains or advantages of leveraging social media. Now, let's move to the next slide. We'll see how to go about all this in the next moving forward. Now, let's talk about the common challenges. The common challenges of leveraging social media. Why organizations struggle on social media? Why do you struggle on social media? Now, the truth is that social media isn't always easy. We all know that many organizations, they struggle with that, either with low visibility, resources constraint, weak digital literacy, or negative feedback. Talking about low visibility, social media, initially when you don't leverage social media, the truth is you cannot have as much visibility as possible. Look at the number of people connected online, right? So imagine that, like someone said, if your organization is not present online, then just consider that your organization does not exist. Because the first thing people go do when they want to find more about your organization is to go online, Google about your organization, and get the information in there. But imagine your social media is not online, so you're limited, you have low visibility. So this can basically be due to inconsistent posting, or unclear messages, resource constraint, limited time, budget, or maybe staff. Then we have weak digital literacy. And in this point, teams may lack the skills to use the tools effectively. And we also have negative feedback. So there's that fear of negative feedback or criticism online. Like someone told me a while ago, you know what, Daniel, I'm feared to share about my organization or about what I do because I'm afraid people will criticize me. Now, does any of this sound really familiar? I would like you to raise your hand and let me know, or let me know in the chat. Okay. So I'd like to tell you one very good thing that okay, don't worry about this because I'll help you overcome these challenges with actionable solution, which I call the 5C branding framework. So here's the game changers. And the 5C framework initially for me is a proven blueprint I've been able to put in place to be successful, right, on social media. The first C is, as you can see, the first C is clarity. Clarity here, whenever you want to start communicating or sharing information about your business or your organization online, I always say the first thing to do is be crystal clear about the message, your brand message. So you need to gain clarity about who your target audience is, what are the different platforms on which you'll be promoting your business or your organization, right? Who do you want to reach? The impactful message is what is a brand message? Which message do you want to communicate to your audience? How do you want the organization to be perceived by your audience? The second point, when you're crystal clear about all this, the second point is consistently. You need to stay active and reliable. Talking about consistency here, it means you need to constantly show up, right, on social media with your brand message. So let it not be like today you're sharing about a different, there should be no confusion. There should be no confusion when they go through your different content or your different pages on different social media profiles. or accounts. So definitely, let's say you're using Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, right? So somebody should be able to go on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram and see a certain level of consistency in terms of brand color, brand identity, the key messages as well. Consistency here means even in terms of posting. Are you posting consistently? I always encourage organizations to post at least 3 times a week if you want to create a certain level of visibility. Now, the third thing is creativity. Creativity, when trying to be creative here, you need to do everything possible to be unique. You need to create engaging content. Try to be distinctive and deliberate in your action. Now, the fourth point is collaboration. Collaboration here means partnering with others to amplify your reach, partnering with other organizations, partnering with your target audience, right, to amplify and increase your reach with similar goals, organizations with similar goals. The fifth point here is community, building a loyal and engaged audience. Now, it's quite challenging sometimes to build a loyal and engaging content. People will be telling me that, okay, when we post, we just have few engagement or few likes on our post. And that's always the challenge for many organizations. So, but throughout the presentation, I'll tell you how to overcome each of these challenges. So initially, these are the blueprints, right, in order to build a powerful brand online, or to be consistent, or to create an organization and post activities or works that will be meaningful in front of your audience. Now, let me pause a little bit here. Which of these, and ask you a question, which of these 5 C's do you feel is your strongest? And which one do you feel, do you want to actually improve on? So I would like to share your thoughts in the chat box. So which of these 5 C's do you feel is your strongest? And which one do you want to improve on? So I want you to share your thoughts in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Creativity et la clarté. Okay. So is it the most strongest, or is it the most the one you want to improve on? Strongest, consistency, weakest. Okay, stronger consistency, weakest, partnership and collaboration. Okay. Creativity and clarity. Okay, now let's move to, for example, creativity and clarity. Okay, she said strongest. I am strong in clarity, but I need to work on creativity. I would like to create my own personalized content with animations. Okay. Now, responding to clarity, she's okay. I would like to create my own personalized content with animation. That means working on the creativity side of it. Now, to be creative here, as I said, you need to be deliberate, disruptive, and distinctive. Distinctive means you have to be unique in the way you create content, not try to copy other people. Okay, partnership, and let me respond. Strongest consistency means you're constant on different social media platforms. Now, weakest, partnership and collaboration. Now, how do you go about collaboration? As I said, you need to collaboration will help you to amplify your reach. Collaboration here, you can partner with similar organizations with similar missions and goals in order to make sure you reach a larger audience. So think about any organization with similar goals. Think about partners, people you could partner with, right? To definitely reach out to a more huge audience. Now, consistency here, I think I already explained about consistency. Now, community, talking about community, the person that said that who had the challenges with community, building a community. Building a community here is about those who, they could be a community of people that like what you're doing. It could be family members, it could be clients, it could be collaborators, it could be people that support your organization. So building a community here, it's about building, building people or bringing together people who like what you're doing. maybe through pools, games, things like that, creating something that will initially keep them engaging, right? And they will like. Okay, then let's move to the next section, tailoring content for platform. So now let's talk about tailoring your content for different social media platforms. And one thing I would like you to know is that each of these social media is different and it has its unique style. We talk about Facebook, we talk about Twitter and LinkedIn. Those are just some of the most popular platforms out there, social media platform there. So beginning with the Facebook, I would encourage you to use stories, polls, and videos to engage your audience. For example, you could share, let's say, event updates, maybe organizing an event like this one, or an on-site or event. You share event updates with a call to action. Then on Twitter, you can, or let's say X, you can focus on threads and trending hashtags to start conversation. You know the power of hashtags. So on LinkedIn, definitely, LinkedIn is a most powerful platform for professionals and businesses. And so how you position yourself on LinkedIn can make or break the decision-making process of, let's say, of a partner, right? How is your social media out there? How do you present yourself out there? Let's say, for example, someone Google the name of your organization. What does he see? So the same thing, like just a little exercise, you go on Google, you try to type the name of your organization. What do you see there? The same thing you see about your organization is the same thing other people see. So that's why I said it could either make or break the decision-making process of a partner. And it can help you to definitely attract opportunities. So what do you see when you Google yourself? It's when you Google the name of your organization, if you have a website, good. If you have the social media platforms, you'll find them there. So it's very important to work on making sure that your social media platform is well optimized. So on LinkedIn helps you to position yourself as a top leader by sharing professional content or article. Okay, so I said on LinkedIn, you could post, share short content, maybe think about updates in your industry, think about events around your organization, think about, insights or some valuable content you could share about your services or maybe what you're offering. So think about different topics you could share about what you're doing, your mission, your value, and your goals. Now, so the question here is, which platform do you use the most? I'd like to drop in the chat. So, okay, Twitter. So let's talk about how you could maximize some potential on those different social media platforms. So I see here mostly Twitter or X, Facebook, LinkedIn, okay, Instagram, okay. Now, let me throw a little bit more light on LinkedIn. As I said, LinkedIn is the largest platform for professionals and business owners, organization owners. If you want to set your organization or you set your different social media profile, let's focusing on LinkedIn. The first thing to do is to go ahead and create a page of your organization in your organizational name. Create a page from your LinkedIn account or LinkedIn profile. You need to look at the banner. You look at the tagline. What is your value proposition? You look at the description of your organization. Then you think of creating different content. Definitely, you want, because when people visit your profile, your LinkedIn company page, they should be able to find out more about who you are or what your organization is, what's your mission, what's your value, what are you offering, and how you could help them, how they could partner with you, if in case they want to partner with you. Now, going to Facebook is practically the same thing. Think about optimizing your Facebook page. making sure you use specific keywords, right? Within your organization, use specific keyword, because sometimes what people do is they just use specific keyword. They use keywords to actually find about our organization. So you want to find out, you want to use those keywords. Make sure it's clear enough for someone who has no clue about what you are offering. Let it be clear enough what you do, what you offer, how they could collaborate with you. Now, talking about, let's go to Instagram. Instagram is mostly for pictures, videos, visual, everything visual. So think about different visual about your organization, maybe behind the scene, different, maybe you have organized some settings, or, just think about, or you could design some visual stuff about your organization or your services. Next, now, we'll talk about how you could manage those social media platforms, the different social media platforms you mentioned effectively. Managing social media effectively. So social media doesn't have to be really overwhelming for me. And I'm going to share with you some of the tools that you can use to make it easier. I spoke about Instagram, talking about visual. So how do you go about it? These are different tools you could definitely leverage to make sure you're more effective on social media. Talking about Canva. Canva helps you to create stunning visual. You could use either a free account or a premium account. And with this, you pay at least, I think it's $12 a month, which is about 8,000 to 9,000. You create stunning visual. There you have templates. You could just select the template that you need, and then design it in the style using your company or your organization logo, and then changing the text using your font styles and colors. Now we have Canva, we have many other platforms. Now this is basically for images. Also, Canva also does videos. There's also CodeCup that people are actually using mostly for video. So you can think about a platform like that one. We have Buffer, Popular, and Hootsuite and Hotspot. These are platforms we use to schedule posts in advance. So imagine somebody be asking me, things in the morning. I've shared about let's say 2 posts. I shared one in the morning by I think it was 7:30, and then by 12 I shared another content. And somebody will be wondering, is it that she's online all the time? Or imagine you have different, all these social media platforms we mentioned. You'll be asking yourself, do I have to show up all the time and create content and post? It's taking much of your time. How do you go about it? So we have these platforms which you could just go online and schedule a post. Even on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, you can schedule posts at a set time. So let's say you create you create monthly content. You go on any of these platforms. I would say one of the best for me, which is free, is Popular, because most of these are being paid for. So if you want something that is less, is free, but it's also costly because it has a premium plan. You can use something like Popular. It's very cost effective, is very user friendly. So you could try to schedule a post maybe 1 month content in advance. So then we have we have things like for content calendar, maybe a platform you could go there and just have all your content in one place. You could use Google Sheets, the Airtable. I use the Airtable a lot, or Notion. Notion is much more complete, it's very complex. It's huge because you can even use it for your project management stuff and so on. So best practices: plan 2 to 3 posts per week. Content calendar, engage with your audience regularly. I'll say when you post, you don't need to just post and then disappear. You can stay online for, let's say, in the next 30 minutes, just monitoring what is happening, because for any social media platform, it has algorithms. So meaning that if you post, people are engaging with the post, you need to reply to the comments. It increases the number of views. LinkedIn or any other social media platform push it to more people. So make sure that when you share a piece of content online, you're present to comment, to reply to comments. It makes it goes popular and reach on different feeds. Post at optimum time. Okay, so there's the fact that when posting, you need to take into account the time. There's a type of content you are posting, and there's a time of posting. Now, so according to research, the most active moment is morning, afternoon, and evening. So these are periods where people are most active online, and basically you can have the opportunity to reach to as many people as possible. Morning, let's say from 6 to 8 GMT plus 1 Cameroon time, AM, because you think about maybe the Eastern Pacific people in other countries. This is the moment where they are going to bed. Now, thinking about Cameroon or Africa, in most part of Africa, this is the moment we are waking up. So people are sometimes very active online, trying to check they have received new messages or so. These are periods where people are active. Now, break time in between 12 and 2 p.m. But the most effective one is 1 p.m. 1 p.m. we're on break, and sometimes it's morning time in other countries. So these are very effective times to post. Then after work hours, as from 5 p.m., right? So as we are going back, some people are on break. So think about this different time: morning, break times, and afternoon after work. So as I said, my top tip is always to start by creating a 2-week content, engage with your audience by replying to their comments, and think about the most effective time. So going back to these tips, I would like to ask who here have actually used any of these tools before? Maybe you just share your experience with us. For Facebook, LinkedIn, I mean the different tools like Canva, Buffer, Hootsuite, and so on. Okay, let's move forward. So I can't see anybody. So nobody have ever used any of this platform. I just wanted to know a little bit about the person's experience on using any of this platform. Claire, do we have any response to this question?
Not yet. We don't have any responses, but maybe I should create a poll where people can just click.
Okay, so we have Canva, okay, Facebook Insight and Google Analytics, Facebook. Okay.
Maybe you could just go ahead while I create the poll.
Okay, so this is it. Okay, I spoke about Canva, I spoke about Buffer, Pobla for scheduling posts in advance. And I said in some of these platforms like LinkedIn, we could schedule posts in advance. Then Google Sheet, Airtable, Notion, these are simply a platform we could use to, keep our content together or put them there, simple content calendar. And then the best time to post is morning, afternoon, during break time, and then after work hours. Okay, so we're going to move forward to measuring impact. So the goal here is to track, learn, and to improve. Because after everything, you have to make sure that you can evaluate your work. You could improve them, right? You could see what are the different strategies you can implement to improve the quality or the results you're getting. So it's not, for me, it's not enough to just post. You need to measure your success. And here are three key metrics, right, to measure your impact, or to track your impact. So the key metrics here to watch is the 3 1: engagement, reach, and growth. So talking about engagement, it implies likes, comments, and shares. Then reach here, when we talk about reach, we mean how many people saw your post. Then growth, number of follower count over time. Are you moving from 100 to 200 to 300? So are you growing? Then the tools to measure, we have Facebook Insights, we have Twitter Analytics, we have Google Analytics, even LinkedIn Analytics. So most of those social media platforms will display the analytics of your post. Like on LinkedIn, even on Facebook, it's quite easy to check the number of reach of your content. And it's good to check, like, you could try different times, different types of content, and then try to evaluate which one performed best. And, try to see now, based on that, you can make a decision. Okay, this is what my audience like the most, or this is the time where people are mostly engaging on my post. Then you can focus on that and try to work on your activities around it. So you could use tools like Facebook Insight, I said, Twitter Analytics to measure this now, then Google Analytics and LinkedIn Insights as well. So I want to hear from you, another one. What one metrics are you currently tracking? Well, what's the one metric you are currently tracking? And which one do you want to know how to track most? Share it in the chat. Is it Facebook Insight, Twitter Analytics, Google Analytics, or LinkedIn Insights? So as I said, your metrics will guide your decisions. The number of likes. Some people like, oh, when we post, there's no likes, there's no comments, or there's no shares. There is no reach. Basically, it's true when you're just getting started online, it's very challenging. Like, it will feel like nobody's liking your content. You wasted your time and energy to create content. But you need to be, as I said, you need to be consistent. And there are some of the actions you can take to make sure that your posts begin to gain some traction, or getting people to gain interest in your content. And sometimes I say, if you are in a particular niche, you should try to check what other people are posting in your niche that's actually popular. What do people like? What do they want to see? And based on that, you can create content that people would likely want to see. And then engagement, the reach, and the page, specifically for the engagement and the reach. It depends on many factors. Firstly, the number of followers you have, the type of content, and then the time you're posting. So you can't compare yourself with someone who has about, let's say, 1 million followers online, and he has about 1 million views, or he has about, let's say, 10,000 likes or 500 comments, because he has a huge following. Now, the thing is, when you post, right, there's 10% of your followers. There's a possibility that your post will display on the feed of 10% of your followers. And then out of that 10% now can decide to click on it, or to comment, or even sharing. I'll say people rarely share content unless they find something that is really interesting about the content. And the next question is, what's your favorite metrics for success? But let's move forward. I don't want to waste more time on that. So we're going to be talking about handling challenges. dealing with negative feedbacks. We have had that a lot. Like, sometimes somebody will like just go on the comment section and type and say, these are all bunch of lies. I think, for no good reason. I think I shared the content. I did some work with one organization, Helen Keller International in the East, and I shared some pictures of me with some, these Baka people, these pygmies, and I was sharing how we've had some interesting moments, when playing around on things like that. Somebody went and said in the comment section, you could see how you were uncomfortable, started judging me and throwing words. And to be honest with you, I was first mad. Like, what is this? What the heck is this guy saying? So some of the top tips, the things I will tell you is the first thing whenever somebody gives any negative feedback is to stay calm. You need to avoid emotional reaction. Secondly, respond privately first to understand the issue. So I responded like I sent him a personal message, like, what's going on? And then I'll say you can turn some of these negative feedback into opportunities for conversation. It's always good to try to find out what is going on, because sometimes the negative feedback is actually has a foundation, and definitely you don't want to keep having such type of negative feedback. So you need to find out how you could turn that into a conversation. For example, a think tank faces backlash for a controversial post. They turn it to a chance to explain their position through a thoughtful video response. Sometimes people might not get what you're trying to say, so they might criticize you or say words that is hurting. So you need to tell them, like, try to understand what is happening, and you can send them a message and so on, and try to turn it into something positive, maybe clarifying some doubt about your organization. So imagine a follower criticizes your post publicly. How will you respond? So imagine you went on live and then you're asking people to connect, and then somebody is just straight up and then saying words. I've seen people getting mad online and not retaining themselves, and it always turns against them because people might just pick some negative things they said, and it's by the time you see what you said is all over, and there's no way you can turn back. So you have to be mindful about what you say, even if you are angry, mindful about how you respond to comments, because you need to ensure that you're nice, you're caring, and try all possible means to clear the doubt that people have about your organization. So the next one is aligning social media with goals. So returning back to negative criticism, one thing I would say is always make sure that you provide feedback on responses first thing, and offer constructive tips. Yeah. Now, aligning social media with goals. Your social media should always align with your organizational goals. For example, you could promote an event using a countdown post, right? Celebrate achievements, share milestones with visuals. You can engage policymakers for think tanks here. You can engage policymakers, tag them in relevant posts, right? Then, so you can also plan posts on those different social media, those platforms, like Pobla, Hootsuite. You can plan posts that reflect your vision, your values, your mission, your goals. Make sure that's why I said the first thing when you're thinking of going online is to work on clarifying who you are, what you do, what's your target audience, and then you start creating content. What is your key message? What is the one message you want to communicate to your audience? And you focus on that. Make sure that your content is around it. Don't go out of it. Making sure it's constant and it's consistent all through. So I want you to brainstorm on something, the one goal your organization has right now, right? And think about how social media can support that. In the process of reflecting or brainstorming, you can definitely create different content around it. So it can help you on developing different types of content you could post online. So we're going to take some case studies from all what we said with real world success. For example, a local NGO uses Facebook Live to educate rural communities about health and initiatives. So I don't know more about your organization. So think about how you could engage more with your audience. For example, like I said, a Facebook Live, that's what we are doing. I think it's going live. And the outcome here could be like there will be a 50% increase in event attendance, could lead to greater trust and engagement with your beneficiaries. It's generally said that there's this popular author who said, when people love you, they will follow you. But when they trust you, they will do business with you. So the goal when you're trying to be online, right, is to make sure that you build that trust. You move from simply being loved by the type of content you share, right, about your organization, educating people around what you're offering and around your key topic or key message or your values and your goals. Then you move from being loved to being trusted. When people trust you, they'll likely want to partner or want to collaborate with you. So it's about building trust, which will in turn increase the number of people that would like to partner or do things with you. So the key lesson here is consistency and creativity always lead to results. Being consistent. I told you consistent on different social media. If you said you are going to be posting 3 times per week at the same time, you need to be consistent. Let them know that, for example, at this time, every Monday by 1 p.m., sorry, the CAFU Policy Institute is posting about, something motivational quote to encourage the followers, to go through their week successfully. So think about this. Consistency in terms of the colors. Consistency in terms of the colors. What is your brand or your organization color? CAFU Policy, the colors here you can see. It's red, is green, and orange. So we need to find that consistency in your post, your visual, your design, your presentation. Think about them. Consistency in different social media platforms. If in case I go on, let's say, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, I should be able to identify the CAFU Policy Institute, not just with the logo, but the type of message that is there. So the content, the key messages, anything that is being shared or anything on the page, there should be that consistency. Creativity. You don't want to just be another organization or another think tank as, common think tank. You want to be distinctive in what you're doing. Do everything to be distinctive, try to be disruptive, and then deliberate in your action. Now, so as I said, the lesson here is consistency and creativity. It really works wonders. Okay, so I really want to celebrate you all for sharing with us. And as I spoke about the 5C branding framework, the first thing for you to get started on social media, apart from everything I said, if there's only something you need to retain here, it's the 5C branding framework, which is the first thing you need to do is clarity. You need to be clear about your mission. You need to be clear about your mission, values, your goals, your key message, your target audience, the different platform you want to be online. When I mean the platform here, you need to select the best platform. And for you to do that, you need to ask yourself the question, where are my target audience present, active online? On which platform? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Think about it. Consistency, spoke about consistency. You need to be consistent in your action. You need to be deliberate, disruptive, and distinctive, be different. Creativity, you need to be creative. Creativity, again, you need to be disruptive. Think about the different type of content you could definitely create to keep your audience engaged, your post engaging, to increase the metrics of your content, the number of views, the number of followers, to make people feel an interest in what you're doing. Collaboration, look at partners around that you could collaborate with common mission, values, and goals. Think about, because collaboration, as I said, it expands your reach, helps you to reach another or a different or bigger audience with your content or with your organization. Think about community, whatever you're doing. Think about building a community around, or building a community of people who like what you're doing, community of supporters, people that want to share about your works, the different things you're doing. So think about community, building a community. It could be a Facebook group, it could be a WhatsApp group where you gather people together, you know, and share topics, organize events, conferences, and about specific topic in your industry. So think about it. So up and next. So the key takeaway here, as I said, you need to apply the 5C framework. You need to use the tools and strategy I shared. Talk about Canva, Airtable, Notion, and different other platforms. Start with small and consistent steps. So if you don't have a social media page, start by creating the different social media, optimizing them, inviting people to follow your page, creating content and sharing them. Then for follow-up, you need to ask them to join. Maybe you need to create like a community, right? You need to create a place, a space where people could definitely come. Could be there whenever you have an event, you could share there, or you can send them an email. So think about something like that. So for I think we'll send you additional resources, maybe this PowerPoint presentation, and maybe you're welcome to follow the Carrefour Policy Institute page for more insights, you know, about topics of your in their interest. So to conclude, I would like to thank you all for joining this session. Social media, I would say social media is a very powerful tool for transformation. Can transform your organization, can help you to reach a wider audience. So I would say use it wisely. Let's stay connected. You know, I'm also very active on the different social media profile, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. You know, I usually create content every day to educate my audience about the works I do, about helping organizations and professionals to build their brands and their businesses and to stand out as authority in their industry. So I would like to end this by saying that like Zig Ziglar says, when people love you, when it means you, it is you or your organization. When people love you, they will follow you. But when they trust you, they will do business with you. So you want to move from being loved through the different actions like posting, creating creative content online, and then connecting with other followers or people of interest, of common interest. You want to be trusted because of the quality of content you share, organizing events, and so on, taking deliberate and distinctive and disruptive action, and making sure that your organization reach a wider audience. So thank you so much for joining this session, and it was an honor for me to share with you guys. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section, or you could reach out to me through any of my social media profile, Danielle Asambato. So thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you all. Thank you, Claire. So if you have any question, please move forward and just drop it in the comment section.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Due to time constraints, I think we're going to take just 2 questions, and maybe we'll invite the others to maybe contact you on LinkedIn to follow up on the session. So we have a question from Habil Sharif. Okay, he has dropped his question on the chat box. Okay, this is his question.
Okay, so maybe okay,
est-il
just go ahead.
possible d'avoir un stage auprès de votre organisation?
Okay, so let him connect with me on LinkedIn. I think we could discuss further there.
Okay. We have another question, but I think I'll just tell advise that he text you the question on LinkedIn. Il say, est-ce qu'on peut revenir rapidement sur la notion de la collaboration comme stratégie?
Okay, let me come back to collaboration. Talking about collaboration, I would say, as I said, collaboration, thinking about collaboration, you can collaborate with other partners, collaborate with partners with common interests. This can be maybe think about maybe organization you're doing some project with. Let's say, for example, I am a social media agency and I offer everything apart from video production, and definitely I do have clients who need video visuals. We have another organization who does that, so definitely I could partner with them to satisfy the customer. So think about your organization. Who are some of the organizations or structures, support structure you can partner with to increase your reach? So it's not just helping you to satisfy the clients, you can also benefit from their audience. So think about the organization, because definitely with all the works you guys are doing, there will be a shout out on social media, sharing about the collaboration, and many people would like to follow also your organization. It can help you to attain as many things as possible in less time, So I would say partner for growth. Be strategic in your partnership. What else can I say? So collaboration, if you want to collaborate, look at all these parameters. Who are the people, or for example, you have some organization you would like to partner with, you could reach out to them on LinkedIn maybe and say you would like to partner with them and do this or that, work on maybe an offer or something. Because partnering with them will definitely help you to reach a wider audience. So I don't think
we should take the last question. We could take the last question. We have a question from Etel. She says, so what do you do when the organizations you want to partner with do not seem interested, probably because you are still an upcoming brand with little visibility?
Okay, so the first thing, we can never force any organization to partner with. But I would say if they find value in you, they will definitely partner with you. So if you have limited visibility, because you're not, I would say, you're not too active online, or you're not sharing consistently or constantly about your value. So you need to build and work on your brand. For example, I remember when I started off my business about 4 to 5 years ago, few people wanted to partner with me because I was a no-name company. So but now I have so many organizations who wants to partner with me, or businesses, because they have seen my value through the content I post. So if people are not partnering with you, it means you still have much work to do. You need to build your brand consistently. So think about the 5C again. Think about consistently showing up, posting, sharing about your activities and so on. I've built my brand I started posting in 2020 online. But today I'm happy because I have close to 22,000 followers. You know, I've built some loyal following online. And people, through that, through some of the things, the conferences and the events I do, they begin to trust me the more. So you need to work on making people to trust you the more by building your brand consistently online.
All right, I think that's the last question for now. Danielle earlier mentioned that we could reach out to her on her social media platforms. She's present on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I don't know what other platform, Danielle. I don't know.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, Instagram. Danielle is everywhere. And she will be willing to attend to you, listen to your questions, and give you great responses. Thank you very much, Danielle, for this enriching session on branding and especially social media branding and optimization. We sure have learned a lot from you, especially from your 5C branding framework. I hope you don't mind if we copy from it.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, thank you so much, dear participants, for staying glued. And since we're talking about social media today, so I just wish to invite you all to follow us on our social media platforms. We are present on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter as Florita Foundation. And we also have a YouTube page where you can um, see our activities in videos and all other documentaries around issues that you might be interested in. And do not forget to also reach out to Danielle if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having you in our upcoming activities and upcoming sessions. In case you would like to know about our activities and upcoming sessions with similar topics, feel free to visit us on our website, www.foretiafoundation.org. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Danielle. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye.